Okay, so let us talk about due dates and everything else related to lesson plans and the observations, reflections, and everything. Your lesson plans are due 1 week before you teach. So, for example, March 1st, I have Shatik that is teaching. It doesn't matter what time you're teaching. He's teaching on March 1st. So his lesson plan is due by February 22nd, 11:30 p.m. That is, this is non-negotiable. If your lesson plan is late, you get 25% off. If you are teaching on March 8th, your lesson plan is due March 1st by 11:30 p.m. And I'm going to show you the Dropbox in just a minute. So your lesson plan is due 1 week before. Remember, we do not have a spring break. You are on Zoom during the spring break time, but it is class time. And so if you have March 22nd as your day you're going to teach, your lesson plan is due March 15th by 11:30 p.m. Once you submit your lesson plan, I am going to give you an extensive electronic feedback, and you can resubmit your lesson plan on the day of teaching. Okay, let me say that once again. Your due date for your lesson plan is 1 week before it. However, you have the opportunity to redo it and submit it on the day of your teaching. And I will grade that lesson plan that you submit on the day of your teaching. But if you don't submit if your lesson plans are late, the 1 week before one is late, even the one that you submit on the day of the teaching will be 25% off, because the actual due date of plan submission is 1 week before. So you need to keep both those deadlines, 1 week before and on the day of your teaching. So your reflection is due on the day of your teaching, and your final lesson plan is due on the day of your teaching. I will talk about this in class also, but I have written due dates for each one of you. When is your lesson plan submission? And another thing that you really need for the lesson plan submission is to have a pre-conference before you submit your lesson plan. So text me, email me, schedule a pre-conference. It was going to be a Zoom pre-conference, but we need to have a pre-conference, and I will email you and text you about a post-conference. So don't worry about post-conference, but you need to do a pre-conference before your lesson plan is due. I'm going to write that here so that you can see this. Before the lesson plan is due. This is going to be, change this to before the lesson plan is due. This is extremely important for you guys to have a meeting about what you are going to be doing your observation on, so that you can write a good lesson plan and you can also have a good observation. So these are the two. So talk to me, discuss with, when you come for your pre-conference, I expect at least you guys will have your TEKS and objectives and some idea about what you want to be doing. This is a great, guys, and this is also showing your your teaching skills, your teaching, your style. So this is really important and an extreme critical part of your experience as becoming a teacher. So let me reiterate. Your lesson plans are due 1 week before you teach. I will give you electronic feedback within 2 to 3 days, and then you can resubmit it if you want a better grade on the day of your teaching. Your reflections are due on the day of your teaching, and you have to have a pre-conference before you submit your lesson plan. So it needs to be even before a week. You need to meet with me even before that. So plan accordingly. This is extremely important, okay? If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I am here and I am happy to reinforce and re-talk about all of these things over and over again. Best of luck for your teaching. I'm looking forward to watching you all teach, and I'm really, really very excited about it.